And that's real crazy because, like, sitting back, meditating, contemplating, even just being aware of the different thoughts and angles that are coming through your mind is a powerful thing because a lot of them, could be your own thoughts, your own ideas, your original emanation, or that's how you perceive it to be. And then others you definitely could tell are external, you know what I'm saying? You could definitely tell, that shit popped in my mind. Or it's like you're having a conversation with someone else telepathically. You understand? It's like because you're having this side of the conversation and then you're getting inputs over here, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, but it's not. It's reality. And so that's how I know, like, I'm talking to like one of my predecessors or something. Even like today, we were having a conversation, and some of them be funny as hell. Like, that's why some people think I'm crazy because I would just bust out laughing, like a huge laugh, big laugh, and it's because, like, you know what I'm saying, one of the spirits are telling me something hilarious, hilarious, and I'm gonna start spilling the tea. You know what I'm saying, as a journal, as documentation, you know what I'm saying? And just being more open about what transpires in my mind. You know what I'm saying? In your mind. Better believe it. And because everyone has their own mind, and the things that happen in their own mind, is when you actually start speaking it and bringing it to life. That's where the true power is. And so it's all well and good to be having those internal conversations and dialogues and banter and stuff like that, but there's certain things that you got to bring into existence, and you just uttering, you know what I'm saying, taking the frequency and adding some vibration into it is very, very, very powerful. And it's like, okay, you be getting all of these angles and inspirations. You're talking to ancestors and stuff like this, and certain things are private, right? Certain things they tell you to hold on, don't say, you're not ready, certain things they tell you to do or to say, or they give you certain information, and it's like you don't act on it, you don't speak on it, you don't move on it. Even when it comes to your God-given gifts and talents, oh man, we sleep on our gifts and talents. Oh man, we take them for granted. Oh man, do we really put our light on the bushels, you know what I'm saying, on the shades, and let other people shade us, and all of that type of devious type of stuff when it comes to our light, right? Our little light that we have, and we allow other people to dwindle and block our light. That's crazy. But, you know, all of these little circumstances and situations, obstacles, ups and downs, good, bad, indifferent, just the whole lot that you're experiencing on your spiritual journey. And you're having these internal things with ancestors, and you're having experiences, and it's like, oh man, I wish everyone could experience this. And you do certain things, um and yeah, I was saying they give you certain information and you want to speak on certain things, and it's like, oh no, I'm gonna hold it down, I don't want to get too out of pocket. And you have these experiences, and then you see someone say the same thing that the ancestors told you, right? You see confirmation somewhere else, not like in no Google, nothing, or in a book. Like, we're talking about real life situations, about people's lives and stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? They would go and see things and come back and tell you, and y'all would have conversations, and it would be like a speculation or like a hunch or intuition. But it's like we having a conversation and you're bringing back information, you know what I'm saying? And then later it's like, oh, you're seeing these things being revealed and played out in different angles that are affecting other people in different ways. I mean, I'm speaking vaguely, but soon enough we're gonna start getting into the details. But it happened to me today. We're like, yo, I saw persons posting and having the same type of conversation that me and them be having, right? and like they just put it plain there, and I was like, oh man, there it is. And one side of me, like the egotistical part, was like, you should have been the one making these type of comments or whatever, I'm saying, because you had the information, or like that's your line of thinking, I'm saying. And so right there and there I had to just, you know balance the ego out and just realize that, hey, there's other people on the same type of frequency, and probably tapped into the same predecessors as you, or have the same hunches or intuitions or information, so in some way, shape, or form, right in the same frequency, right? And so, you know there's one of those type of situations where, like, okay, especially as a fixed sign, we hold a lot of things down. As much as an Aquarius could be a loose cannon and we could talk from here to Timbuktu, that's just 1/10 of what the hell is going through the Aquarius's mind. And then if you get a spiritual Aquarius, god damn, like their mind plus their predecessors and all the different entities and spirits that are trying to like vicariously, you know, have the same type of astral travel, or add to what you're doing, or even try to derail what you're trying to doing, because there were enemies of that frequency in the past lifetime. And so that's how you could tell, or that's one of the pinpoints of how to know how you're getting spiritually attacked, and what angle, who's spiritually attacking you. You know what I'm saying? You just look at the ideas and the passion, right? The imagery that you're trying to project into this cosmic field, and you look at the oppositions, or the Saturns or the Satans of that type of ideology, and you could see, like, what I'm saying, who your predecessors would be historically, if you want to do it that way, and you could see who your ops are gonna be historically, but spiritually at the same time. It goes deep. It goes deep. It goes deep. Now I don't want to get too mundane and like try to bring an example to the forefront, and it's not the best example, but you get what I'm coming from. Let's just say, okay, let's just say, alright, boom, you're anti-slavery. You're not for slavery, right? You're anti-slavery, and so whether you're yellow, black, or white, like if you, in your heart and soul, frequency, vibration, and energy, you're against slavery, then you will have predecessors or spirits before you, you know what I'm saying, who had that same type of idea. And so if they're tethering, tethering between physical and spiritual realm, the life and death, right? If they're teetering, or if they're going in between, they're shifting between realms and stuff like this, and they realize, oh man, you got the same ideas as us, you got the same thoughts, that looks like one of our friends or families, they're gonna, yeah, I'm saying, work with you. And then it's the same thing for the ops. If there's some powerful ops who are teetering, or who are between realms, and they're like, that person looks like my op, you know what I'm saying, he got the same bullshit idea that, we were fighting over in some dream or in some lifetime or whatever, you know what I'm saying, let's go, you know what I'm saying, I need to, I hope you guys get the idea. Anyway, it's interesting. Um, but like I said in an earlier video, we're gonna be bringing a lot of these spiritual talks to the forefront, because ancestors are allowing us to share a lot more things. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, not trying to get too messy, because it's not about like uh gossip or ego or trying to destroy or break down. That's the thing that's happening. A lot of people, would have intuitions or insights or just their opinions, right? And they're just used to break down and destroy. It's not out of love, and it's definitely not out of creativity or trying to create something. A lot of people want to destroy things and break things down without something to replace it with. And we're seeing a lot of this, especially during surrounding this full moon here on the island. Like politics to just bring out the demons inside of us all, right? All of the destruction inside of us all. How we're gonna go against each other and break down each other for the sake of this illusion of power. This illusion of power. Some people really do got some power though, or at least they know where to go to garner it. And harness it, you know what I'm saying? And juice it up, boost it up, guzzle it up the thing up again. And so it's an interesting conversation. Maybe on Friday we're gonna open that kind of worms, you know what I'm saying? And find a good setting to really dive into those kind of worms. But yeah, man, one comment was made, and we're gonna need to dive into it because that's what we feel, you know what I'm saying? That's what we feel the occult scene. So we wanna dive into that scene. Also, today was quite interesting because I was able to talk to Emperor Elia Lewis, and yeah, I have a number, so we're gonna tap in another time, Yeah, tap in another time and link up with the Emperor and you know bridge the gap between what's going on and the ends and what's going on here, and try to get some information, try to get some knowledge. Knowledge equal power, so you don't know. Power up again, you understand? The same thing that I was telling you about. If you don't have power, you got to know where to seek out power, and power is knowledge. Knowledge of self. So the more you know yourself, the more power you have. Anyway, guys, we're gonna end this video for here. We're gonna end this one here. We're gonna come back and chop it up with you guys later. So major farewell until we meet or greet again. Kevis Major doing it. Major. Major.